Alright, so here in this video I'm going to show you what you need to know that you may not already know pertaining to the completion of the assignment letter on Letterhead. So the first thing that you need to do is to navigate to the folder that you have shared with me that contains all of your work. So if this was your folder and you had named it My Work, of course instead of it saying My Work it should have your name in there with the word work. You should have already shared it with me. And then the next thing that you would need to do is to click this New button. And when you do that, you want to select Word document. And what it's going to do is going to open up a new Word document, and it is going to save it into this folder. Now remember, the folder itself is already shared with me. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is to immediately come up here to where it says Document. And if you click up here, you want to change the file name to Letter on Letterhead. Okay, and when you do that, you should already be down here in the location. If you opened up this document from within this folder, it should be saved directly into that folder. So that part of the assignment is done, and then you could just click down here somewhere, and then you'll notice that the name up here changes to Letter on Letterhead as it does up here in this tab as well. So the next thing you're going to want to do is to create a table that's got 1 row and 3 columns. So you'll go under your Insert tab and click the Table button. And you're going to want to create a 3x1 table. Okay, it's 3 columns and 1 row. And what I'm going to show you here is how to insert an image for this activity. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you're doing this on a Chromebook or on a Mac, it may look slightly different, and you may need to find out how to insert an image from how to save an image to your Chromebook or to your Mac. It'll be a little bit different, but I do not have either of those. I have a Windows computer. So this is what you would do. If you would go and open up another tab somewhere, and I have requested that you put in an image for one of my alma maters, Middle Tennessee State University. And if you click, I'm going to go ahead and click enter. I left it up there for a moment for you to see it. And then over here under Google Images, I'm looking for some type of a logo that you might put at the top of a document. So this is called a word mark, what you see right here. And this is perfectly acceptable. Down here is the logo that our athletic department uses a lot. This one right here would also be an appropriate image. Most of these other images may not be appropriate. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. But, you know, I'm definitely not looking for football team pictures. But anyway, whatever image that you pick to use, if you click on it, now because I'm using a Windows computer, this is going to be a little bit different. So if you're using a Mac or a Chromebook, I'm going to need you to figure out how to get this image in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this image, and I want to go to Save Image As. Save Image As. And again, I'm on a Windows 10 computer. And it's going to ask me, where do I want to save this image to? Now again, this is where it's going to be different based upon the type of computer you're using. And because I have already completed this activity once and I am just basically repeating it, I want to click on this image right here again. If your folder that you're saving it to, it's probably not going to have an image in there, or just wherever the default location is for your computer, that's where you can save the image. But you need to look up here and make sure to pay attention to where you're saving this to, because you don't want to have to go back and find it. And make sure you're paying attention for the file name as well, so you can easily find it. But I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Now I'm going to get this message. You won't. The reason I'm getting this is because I'm overwriting an image that's already in there. So now what I can do is I can go back to my document, and I'm going to make sure I click in this second cell, and I want to click the Insert tab, and I want to click Picture. And it's going to ask me to choose a file. So I got to click Choose File and find the location where this picture is stored. And again, my computer, because I've already done this, points me straight to the location where I saved it. Now, again, on your computer, you might have to navigate a little bit. You might have to look in your pictures folder or your downloads folder or wherever you saved it to. But I want to come over here and click open. And now I can click insert. Okay. Now, later on, you may need to come back and resize this image. If you grab one of the corner handles, and I'm doing this again on a Windows 10 computer, if I take one of these corner handles and drag it inward, it will resize this image proportionally. And when I do it, though, it kind of offsets this image just a little bit. So if you go back under and click the Home tab, and then click under your paragraph group, click the Align Center button. And by the way, notice how up here, I don't know if you saw that, it said saving up here because you're saving this to your OneDrive account, everything's saving automatically. And then the next thing that you're going to need to learn that I don't think I've showed you yet is how to use the footer. Now the footer is at the bottom or the foot of a document, and a header is at the head or the top of a document. And anything that goes in the header and footer will appear on every page of a document. So if you put a page number or if you put a phrase or something in a footer, if that document was 5 pages long, that same phrase would appear in the bottom of all 5 pages of that document. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come down, we're going to scroll down, and down here, this little thing right here is your footer. So if you click on your footer and come over here to this center cell, and I want you to type in the words "Go Blue Raiders." Again, this is one of my alma maters, and I want to follow this by an exclamation mark. And then in previous lessons, you have learned how to change the font color and italicize it. So I want you to change this phrase down here. I want you to change it to a dark or a navy blue. And I also want you to make this italicized, but I've showed you that in a previous document. But here we go again. I'll do it for you. I want to select it. Here's my italics button right here. I click that. And then here's my font color button. And find a shade of blue, and I would be happy if you picked that one right there. And then you could hit the escape key on your keyboard. That's in the upper left corner of your keyboard. It's got the letters ESC on it. And again, notice how all the changes are automatically saved to this. The last thing you might need to know that I'm not sure that I've taught you in any of the previous lessons is how to change the margins. When you complete this document, you get all the text in there, you've met all my criteria. Remember, one of the main criteria for this lesson is everything must fit on one page. You may have to make this image a little bit smaller. You may have to make sure that you have changed your line spacing to single. You should make sure that you have no additional spaces after a paragraph. We learned about that in lesson 4, which was assignments 3 and 4. But to change your margins, if you come up here under the Layout tab and click the Margins button, you may need to also change your margins to narrow. And what this will do is it will give you an extra ½ inch of space on the outside of this entire document, which will help you possibly to get this document to fit on one page as requested. So again, those are the things that you need to know that maybe you didn't already know, or maybe you needed a little bit of review on it. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me through Microsoft Teams and ask.